Good morning. Glad you could tune in. Hey, something I read just recently from the Book of Mysteries by Jonathan Cahn I thought you might find interesting, so I'm going to share it with you. So this goes back to the holiest day of the year. It's the Day of Atonement in the Jewish faith. It's Yom Kippur. And there was a very unique ceremony that took place. Some of you might be somewhat aware of it. I was, but there's some components I was not aware of. The high priest would stand before the people, and he had two goats. And the goats had to be like the same size. They basically had to be identical goats. And then they would cast lots. And there was they'd reach in and there's two things, okay? And one would come out and the stone identified the goat that would die as a sacrifice, and the other identified the goat that would be let go. We know it sometimes as the scapegoat, but it got to run free. It survived the whole thing. So before they would do this, though, they would present them before the people, presented before the people to determine the two destinies, all right? So that's why they had to have two. And one would be for the sacrifice and one would be set free. So with Jesus was the Lamb of God. He was the one who was sacrificed, but he wasn't the one who was supposed to be sacrificed. There was another guy. You might remember he was imprisoned. And what was his name? Barabbas. And so the people had to choose between Jesus and Barabbas. And the people cast the lots, and they cast their lot on Jesus to die and Barabbas to be set free. And I've always thought that how Barabbas must have felt when they came down to get him out of his cell, and they're dragging him out, and he's thinking, as the sunlight's hitting his eyes, this is it, this is the day I die. And then these Roman soldiers let him go. He had to be completely shocked. And I often wonder, did he see Jesus? Did he look at him? Was he there for the crucifixion? Did he get that somebody died in his place? But one of the things that Jonathan Cahn points out, and he knows more about the Jewish faith than I do, is that the goats had to be identical. Well, these two guys couldn't be more different. One was like a murderer, Barabbas, and Jesus was the Prince of Peace. So they're not alike at all. Jesus is the only begotten Son of the Father, and this other guy, we can think of a lot of other names for him. You know the word in the Bible, it's called Abba Father. Abba means father, but it's more of a familiar, it's almost like daddy. And I might have heard this before, but I think this is very interesting. So Jesus is the Son of the Father, and then you've got Barabbas. Are you putting that together? Barabbas means Son of the Father. So you've got the Son of the Father who will be sacrificed, and you've got the Son of the Father who represents us, really, who's going to be set free and is a beneficiary of everything that Jesus did. I hope you find that as interesting as I do. And just know today, if you don't, that Jesus took your place on the cross. Jesus paid for my sins on the cross and for yours. And we get to go free. I often wonder, did Barabbas come back? Did Barabbas become a follower of Jesus? We have no way to know that. But Jesus did what he did for every human being. Choose today to follow Jesus and thank him for what he did for you. God bless you. Have a great week.